Welcome back. This is our next video in the series that took you from learning how you can quickly create your own simple design for a two-colored ankle wool sock and put it onto a grid, which you can follow stitch by stitch. Then we learned another way of casting on for the sock cuff, and we made a 9-row 1 knit 1 purl rib. Then we changed the color and we worked on the heel flap, the gusset, and the heel turn. Now we are at this place in our sock. Remember that we had placed a marker here, and I told you that you will know soon what it is for. Now this marker will help us decide how long the sock needs to be. So here on this finished sock, you can see that for my sock I needed 9.5 inches from back of the heel to tip of the toes. Now you also see that I did not knit straight all the way for 9.5 inches. I stopped at 7 3/4 of an inch. So you want to stop about 1 3/4 of an inch or about 2 inches, depending on the length of the decrease you want to create. For this pattern, we're going to count the rows, but if your foot is longer or shorter, you're going to stop earlier. So go ahead and measure your foot. Then you can see here that the decreases using this material and this needle size, the decreases take about 2 inches, close to 5 centimeters. So if your foot is 8 inches long, you will start decreases at about 6 inches. You want to pass 6 inches from this marker. If your foot is 9 inches long, you will start decreasing at 7 inches. So you need to measure your foot now from the back of the heel to the tips of your toes and write that measurement down. So for me, that measurement was 9.5 inches. You write your own measurement. Now let's measure here. Decrease, you see here where I went together to the end, 2 inches. So minus 2 inches, 7.5. This is how much I need to knit from this marker to the place where I'll start closing for the toes. For you, it will be different depending on the length of your foot. Pause the video and go ahead to do that. Okay, now let's see. This is where we are. We now need to knit 9 rows in white. Then we will start following our pattern. Remember, you drew the pattern this way, with ground on the bottom and the trees above. But as we are knitting our sock, the trees are coming to us first, then the ground. So you will want to turn your pattern upside down to follow it. If you look at the cuff, you're going to see that beginning tail. We need to get ourselves back to where we can count that as the beginning of the round again. I ended here, the beginning of the round is here. I need to knit across one of the needles. Okay, now I am here at the beginning of the round. I need to knit 9 times around using this color. For me, it is white. You might be using a different color. Let's do 9 rounds. I will start knitting, but I will pause the recording for the 9 rounds. When I finish, I will continue recording. You can pause the video here, and when you finish your 9 rounds, you can continue watching to see how to add color work. Here we are at the end of round 9. Okay, this is where we are at the top of the tree. It's time to do this fun color work now together. Okay, so let's prepare ourselves to do that carefully. We are knitting this way. So if we keep this sock in this direction, we will be able to follow the pattern as we go up towards the toes. If we look at the pattern we drew, we are coming from this side. So we are going round. Every round comes to us this way because we go around and around and around. So we always read from the same side our pattern. And once we get to the end of the pattern, we will just knit in gray till we close the sock. So I'm going to position this the same direction that I'm knitting. And I'm going to see that as I begin, I will have 3 white, 1 gray, 4 white, then again 3 white. That means I will be skipping 7 white stitches. So every 8th stitch in reality will be gray. I don't want to have long loops hanging out in the back of the sock. I want things to be neatly woven together so that they don't catch on my toes. Because of that, we have to be very careful to carry the yarn correctly in the back of our work. So let's work on that together. I will keep these here in our view. The yarn is behind my work. I take a gray strand and I put it inside the sock. I want a long tail because remember, at the end there will be a video for finishing touches where we will use a sewing yarn needle to follow the shapes of stitches to weave things together in the back. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1 gray. 1, 2, 3. I put white down, I pick gray up. 1 gray. I put gray down and I put it in front of white. Then I pick white up and I knit 2 stitches. 1, 2. I tighten the gray. I'm very careful as I begin. It's not very secure because I don't want to make knots. I want to weave things together at the end. 1, 2. I have 2 more stitches. But here I want to start weaving my yarn together. So I will put gray up, put white behind, weave them. You see how I twist them? Good. I knit 2. 1, 2. Adjust. If you're doing this for the very first time, move this slowly. We could do this faster, but I really want to slowly show you every step of the way so that you can practice with me. If you're experienced, you can just keep moving through the pattern. It's totally okay. Okay, we went across 8 stitches. Now we have 3 white. I already did 2. I want to put gray in front of white again to keep weaving them in the back of my work. Knit 1, 2. You see how they're weaving together here? 3, 1 gray. I can pick it up with my fingers here, knit 1 gray. Okay, now those 4 white stitches. 1, 2, make a little pause to weave them together. Gray in front of white, twist, pick up white, knit 2. 1, 2. Gray and white, you see it's going to start twisting like this, so you can untwist and weave them the other direction so that here you don't start a tangle. 1, 2, 3. If you lost count, this is what we did. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, weave, 1, 2, weave. Then start again. 1, 2, 3, white. 1 gray. Now 4 white. 1, 2, weave, 3, 4. Start again. 1, 2, 3. Weave, 1, 2, 3, knit 1 gray, 1, 2, 3, knit 1 gray, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, weave, 3, 4. Start over. 1, 2, 3. Weave, 1, 2, 3. Knit 1 gray, 1, 2, weave, 1, 2. We have gone 1 full round, repeating these 8 stitches 5 times. Now we go to the next round. We start with 2 white, 3 gray, 3 white. Here will be a weave. 2 white, 3 gray, 3 white, weave in the back. Here we go. Weave here to begin. 1, 2, gray, 1, 2, 3, white, 1, 2, 3. We've gone 1 around. Next, start over. Weave, 1, 2, gray, 1, 2, 3, white, 1, 2, 3, weave. See, I'm weaving them behind so that I don't have long loops that my toes will catch on when I'm putting my sock on. 1, 2, gray, 1, 2, 3, gray, 1, 2, 3, white, weave, 1, 2, gray, 1, 2, 3, white, 1, 2, 3, weave, 1, 2, gray, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, white. Now we go to the third round. It's the same as the first one. Remember, you will do 3, 1, 2, weave, 2, weave, 3, 1, 2, weave, 2, weave. To begin, we want to weave in the back of the work. You see, this is what I mean when I say weave. It's going to be woven in the back so that there are no long things for toes to catch on. Okay, so here you're carrying gray over. You weave it so it doesn't hang down like a loose loop. And we do 3 white. 1, 2, 3. Fix this first grade stitch by pulling on that old tail. 1 gray, 1, 2, weave, 3, 4, weave, 1, 2, 3, 1 gray, 1, 2, weave, 3, 4, weave again, 1, 2, 3, 1 gray, 1, 2 white, weave, 1, 2 more, weave, 1, 2, 3, 1 gray, 1, 2, weave, 3, 4, weave, 1, 2, 3, 1 gray, 1, 2, weave, 3, 4. Okay, we finished the third round. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 rounds in this colorwork pattern. What you can see here is that on the inside, we want to keep weaving, but also we want to make sure we are not making things too tight. So you don't want to have stitches squished. Your yarn needs to be gently laying across the stitches in the back. If you noticed that it's squishing them together, you're pulling it too hard and you may need to undo your round to do it again. The yarn itself, most likely if you're using pure wool, will not be very stretchy. If you have stretchy yarn, it may be more forgiving. If you have pure wool yarn, you can see here it's not very stretchy. So you really want to make sure these are laying flat, as they're not going to give. So you want to make sure you don't make the socks smaller by making this squished together. Again, if you're using stretchy yarn, it's more forgiving. It's not going to be as crucial. But if you're using pure wool yarn, you will want to start over a round if you notice that it's not laying nice and flat, that it's pulling your stitches tight. We'll end this video here so that you can give these 3 rounds a try. You notice that I never carried over gray from the back for more than 3 stitches. I either did the weaving after the 2nd or the 3rd stitch or knitting, but I never carried it for 4 loops over. That way I'm preventing a mess in the back and I'm weaving it nice and clean. Okay, let's end this video here, and in the next one we will do more color work practice before we close the toes.